Well, he said,
"I'll be back."
And so are we, with an action film that can't be beat.
Canada be damned. I'm going to the Klondike.
The Klondike is Canada.
Giorgio, you be doing just fine, brother.
New and improved. That's what they say, right? Whatever's the latest cutting-edge thing is undoubtedly the greatest. We're constantly building upon what we did before, and we've seemed to have taken on this attitude that technology is only going to take us higher, beyond the sky's limit. That may be true for a Dyson, but in the case of movies, something of the opposite seems to be true. Clearly the technology is advancing, and we're witnessing remarkable things on screen. But are the stories and their execution improving? In the case of James Cameron's 1991 blockbuster follow-up, Terminator 2: Judgment Day, it's leaps and bounds beyond its predecessor. But after T2, it sort of seems like this is where action movie spectacle hit its peak and bailed.
Get out.
Terminator 2 takes place years after the first Terminator in early 90s Los Angeles. Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor has drastically changed both mentally and physically to become cinema's biggest female badass since Ellen Ripley.
Morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Dr. Silberman. How's the knee?
She, stabbed me in the kneecap with my pen a few weeks ago.
Obsessed with the upcoming war against the machines, Sarah finds herself institutionalized. Her now adolescent son, John, played by Edward Furlong, has been thrown into foster care.
John! Come on, get your ass inside. Do what your mother tells you.
She's not my mother, Todd.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator is back, just like he promised, and the new boss is more or less just like the old boss with one major difference.
You're not here to kill me. I figured that part out for myself. So what's the deal?
My mission is to protect you.
But now that the old good guy is gone and the old bad guy is now the new good guy, who's the new bad guy to take over for the old bad guy? It's Robert Patrick, and he's the new advanced Terminator, the T-1000. I think that's the same theme that follows my future mother-in-law. Together, this trio, with the help of a few others, do what they can to stop the T-1000 and prevent the rise of Skynet, the computer program which created the Terminator and started the war against humanity. It's been over 30 years since Judgment Day was released, and in the wake of its astronomical success, some things have happened which I'd expect, and one thing I'd never expect. Like any action flick with a bit of success, the studio feels the need to churn these bitches out whether there's a plot or a story worth telling. It's gotten so ridiculous, the franchise has more or less jumped the shark, to the point where I'm waiting for TX, Too Past, Too Precarious, so someone can put me out of my misery because nobody in charge is willing to say,
It has to end here.
But Judgment Day isn't one of those sequels. In fact, in very rare fashion, Terminator 2 is one of those few sequels where it completely blows the original away. It ups the ante in every regard, yet not to the point of making you cringe and ask,
What the fuck is it? What the fuck is going on?
Whether it be the acting, directing, cinematography, stunts, or the digital effects which revolutionized the industry, Terminator 2 did everything an action sequel should do, yet not at the expense of what matters. It would be easy to make a Terminator sequel that's simply a cash grab, and it's been done. No, Judgment Day doesn't go there, and it shows in how it has something to say beyond its spectacle, especially in regards to the human condition.
She knew. And nobody believed her. Not even me.
Why did we get married, Miles? Why did we have these children? You don't need us. Your heart and your mind are in here. but it doesn't love you like we do.
I know now why you cry. But it's something I can never do.
As grandiose as some of the more memorable parts of Judgment Day are, it's the meticulous measure of those parts which still works for me. With the digital effects being in its infancy, Terminator 2 really had to pick and choose its battles wisely as to where practical effects stopped and CGI picked up the slack. Therefore, T2 hit that sweet spot where there's a blend of CGI and practical effects, which was in all likelihood due to the limitations of the technology and the price of it. What could be done practically was done practically, and what simply wasn't possible was created in a computer. It's a practice which is virtually non-existent now, although I wish it wasn't. It's part of the reason why I still consider Terminator 2 Judgment Day the best action film ever made, with only the first Matrix film being able to contend post-Judgment Day. Is it a flawless film? Just about. And that's something I almost never say. There are some minor choices on Schwarzenegger's part which feel unrobotic.
How do we set them off?
Remote control.
And why they felt the need for the T-1000 to stab Sarah in the third act in order to replicate her when they stabbed her earlier is beyond me. But these things are so small, I'm simply being nitpicky. The fact of the matter is, Terminator 2 Judgment Day has so much going for it, I actually prefer the theatrical cut to the extended. Although the additions are of equal quality, T2 is much like Sarah Connor in that it's most badass when it's trimmed down. And perhaps if there's a filmmaking lesson to be had here, it's that you can be extravagant, but it's best when you have some restraint. Whether the future of Hollywood goes that route, only time will tell.